All right. Well, I've been warning about this very specific union since 2014, the day I stood down working for Senator Jim Davis. Yeah, we got a lot of quakes today. Pink, that guy. Oh, yeah. I'm the one that wrote the Davis hemp bill that forced federal legalization of CBD flower. I haven't always had all this fuzz. Right here on this channel, I've got several videos titled something with corn in them, where I'm driving for hundreds of miles through Colorado's GMO corn belt a few years ago. And it's like all knee-high in debt for 3 years. And then we took off on an adventure in the RV here for the last almost 3 years. Funny, we've spoken to 309 tribes and told them why their crops are dying. I walked in. Hi, how you doing? Introduced myself. Told them, you know why your crops are dying? Because you have another sun that tilted this planet. And it's lighting it up. Ultraviolet, UV. You can't see it, but plants can. So they're not getting rest because the sun is coming in on our night side. It's the dark star, black star, whatever. Blue Kachina, blue spectrum. It's an ultraviolet sun. And it's a thing. The polar vortex, we'll get to that. Yeah, that's a real familiar term, right? Well, all of them unified. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. So now there's tribes gathering, making greenhouse complexes up in the Dakotas because we went and spoke with them and they were like, oh, wow, it makes sense. So they made steps to feed their families. And let's go ahead and cover the polar vortex. That's an easy one, huh? In 2014, I told Senator Davis this clockwise rotation right here doesn't belong on the ionosphere of northern hemisphere. It should always be a counterclockwise rotation, sustained storm. That indicates that there's another magnetic influence over here grabbing the planet. Now, you might notice it is over Russia over here, right? That's where they say the North Pole's graduating to. Well, keep in mind, this grows stronger every year. So says the meteorologist. Do you see what it's doing to the inline winds right here? How they're accentuating each other and really making this shit nasty. Your compass is pointing a little bit closer and closer to this every year because it's getting bigger and stronger. It's getting closer. Now, ask yourself, how can I know so much sitting on my couch if I haven't gone outside and noticed that, yeah, we've tilted, our axis shifted, and we're doing this. Now the moon rises like a little grin. It rolls 180 degrees and sets, oh wow, like a frown. Do you see that? Big counterclockwise rotations all over the southern hemisphere that doesn't belong there. I'm sorry. Just it kind of threw me off a little bit. Anyway, we got clockwise rotations all the way down to the surface now. And I've covered that since 3 years ago. I produced one called The Four Winds Unleashed. Yeah, we're on fire, by the way. Oh, yeah, let's roll around to that. Compare that to the other day. Yeah, even worse. It's damn near February. We got clockwise rotations going all over the fucking northern hemisphere. Sustained. Still here. Still putting pressure on Greenland. Bouncing rogue waves into Spain. All these king tides washing up. Look at all this clockwise rotation hitting California with the rain. It's funny how people can be misled so easily. Not really. I mean, I've literally watched millions of people die over stuff I've warned about very specifically. This. So I don't know how to express. I made myself sick over this one, trying to warn folks because the data was out there for a long time about this stuff, and nobody was listening. And then I lost several channels um, over it, and I've still got strikes on this one and shit over it. As far as I know, I haven't even looked. Don't really care anymore, man. I don't care. I think I've done everything humanly possible to warn folks for a very long time, and I can't help it if you think I'm guessing or you think I have a theory about this. It's not a theory. I literally exchanged spittle with a lawmaker that I authored huge legislation with for several years in the state level, offer me a bunker because I told him what I just told you. We're on our side, and the moon's doing a cartwheel now from wax to wane every night, north to south hemisphere. Here's a funny thing. Oh. All right, so our axis shifted. Humans pump too much water. All of a sudden, the Chinese dam is slowing down our rotation. And all the time while Ben Davidson and them were talking about, oh no, our rotation's getting quicker, and Lee was all like, oh, our rotation's getting quicker. You know, everybody's repeating the same thing. We're doing calculations with actual clocks and sets and looking at the actual what is. And yeah, they're changing the time sometimes because we've been tapping the brakes for quite some time. We're slowing down because we've got magnetic compression on this planet. I mean, we have a new solar system that you haven't been told about. Obviously, we've got magnetic impressions on this planet that don't belong there on both hemispheres, and we're burning a third of the trees because they've been going hollow. The trees have been going hollow because they can feel the energy coming in from the extra suns. We have covered this very extensively right here. If you choose to think it's a theory, enjoy that. If you don't, then what you need to do, honestly, is get over here and start learning what you actually are and how you can be the difference in this. Yeah, I've posted up a few other people's, but here's mine. You can tell when I make them. That one there, use that. Huh? How about this one? You definitely need to see this one. Do you see this? New folks, you need to see this. New folks could see this too. This one, pretty important. That one's important. That one's really important. This one here is going to change your life. You want to go on down here? Yeah, we've discovered some amazing stuff over the last 3 years on the road. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. You got to look. That's all I got for you there. That's how you can learn. I'll show you where you can find these information and all this good stuff. By the way, we got snow.